what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Sully Squad. Got a lot to get into. Got a red-hot Philadelphia Eagles football team. 7 wins in a row, 9-2, trailing only the Detroit Lions in the NFC, and looking really good. Looking really good. So we're going to get into a lot of Eagles talk. It was a huge night. Saquon Barkley set the franchise record for rushing. And, and of course, unfortunately, as good a night as it was, had a little bit of bad news. The great Brandon Graham got hurt, torn triceps, most likely done for the year. It could possibly be his last game. And it's a damn shame because he was really bowling out. I mean, he had what at least, what did he have last night, Sean? At least a sack, right? At least one sack, couple.
I mean,
yeah.
Before we hopped on, I didn't look at the stats, but yeah, his motor was ready, rocking and rolling, as well as the other guys. But yeah, it's a loss though, man. But next man up mentality. Booker and all these guys, take it. BG's going to be there, running his mouth, showing his knowledge and his wisdom. He might not be on the field, but he's definitely going to be taking these young guys under their wing. His wing, and showing them how it's done.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into that. So I got my we're minus Diego tonight, but I got my man Sean with me. So what's up, Sean? How you doing?
Nothing much, man. Chilling. Great win on a birthday weekend. So let's go. Bring on the Ravens.
Yeah. I tell you, and it's interesting because a lot of times, when you look at the ebb and flow of the football season. You see the Eagles with the Eagles with the trip all the way out to LA, and you would say to yourself, oh, that might be a little tough because you got to go to LA on a Sunday night and then go all the way across country to Baltimore. Well, not in this case, because actually Baltimore is playing in LA tonight in the Harbaugh Bowl. John Harbaugh versus Jim Harbaugh. They're out there playing the Chargers. So the Eagles actually have the advantage in the travel for next week's game.
Yeah, they'll be coming home, Tuesday morning, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
They'll bring it, Lamar Jackson and company. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to show you who's at the right seat of the table, so.
Yeah, I got a comment. Here's our man, Dave Yarnell. You can check Dave out on the 215 boys. Dave says, hey, what's going on, fellas? What's up, Dave? How you doing? I know that was a surprising game to me. Although maybe it shouldn't have been, because if you really think about it, it's a rivalry game. As bad as Dallas has looked in the past, 5-6 weeks or whatever it was, anytime you get an NFC East game, anything could happen. And I'll tell you, I've been a big proponent of Jaden Daniels. The rookie, I thought the rookie has looked really good most of this year, but he really hasn't looked the same throwing the ball since he got hurt in that Carolina game with his ribs. You notice that? It's like he doesn't really throw the ball down the field.
I guarantee you those ribs are still sore and tender, man. He's got a flak jacket underneath, but these defensive linemen, man, and linebackers, they're giving it to him, Is he going to say he's banged up and possibly hurt more? No. Because he's that athlete. He wants the ball out. But, yeah, how about it? And I think that kicker, you better he's going to be on suicide watch, or he's getting cut.
Yeah, I know. You know what's funny? Like, I mean, the snap was bad. Like, on the extra point, the snap was bad. But still, like, what's funny, Sean? Every time that happens, I think of Ace Ventura. I'm always like, laces out, Laces out, definitely. Hang on, I got another.
But he didn't really do anything. Yeah, that was
Dave Yarnell says that was a crazy game yesterday. The Washington fans were not happy campers when I was leaving the stadium yesterday. Yeah, and I'll tell you, usually we're always rooting against Dallas. You know what I mean? Like me and you. I mean, I'm always, but Dallas winning yesterday would really help the Eagles, because now the Eagles have a 3-game lead on the division, And the other thing is too, I want Washington. I mean, I want Dallas to get a couple meaningless wins down the stretch to screw up their draft pick. So
like get like a top 10. You know, you're not getting the top 3. Just keep it going.
yeah, yeah. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for bringing them the win because that helped. You know, well, we'll take it. Like Dallas won that game. I had a huge ass for maybe the only time because I hate them so much, but I had a smile on my face watching Washington lose that game. You know.
Poor Steve's probably upset, but you know that's
Yeah. So yeah, I was gonna say yeah. Sorry, Steve. You know it's we like you, but you know, unfortunately, you know, hey, you know, take that L. You know what I'm saying? We need you to take that L. Dave says you're welcome. Hey, no problem. Get a couple more meaningless wins in there for us too. Get your draft pick a little shittier. So, but anyway, yeah. So that was one of the takeaways from the from the league. But let's get back to this Eagles game here. I mean, you know, Philadelphia Eagles. You know, I don't know about you, man, but I was nervous going into this game. I thought this would be a big time. I thought this would be a big time test. You know, the Rams could put up some points. Stafford can still sling it. You know, and the Rams' young defensive line, like that Fisk, the two kids from Florida State, they can play.
Verse, man, and they were a tandem at Florida State, but man, you know, I think they're 3 and 4 in sacks for rookies, and then you got your our rookie Quinyon Mitchell. You know, let's bring it.
Yeah, but you know, just look at Dave said he caught up with Steve yesterday. It was nice seeing him. Cool. I'm glad you guys caught up.
Nice.
But anyway, look, you know, looking at some of these stats here. I mean, Eagles with, you know, 314 rushing yards, bro. I mean, you know, they average 7.1 yards per play. And then if you look the Rams' first few drives, you know, what did they have? Like 114 yards in the first quarter. I think the second quarter they had like what, -6 or something like that. I mean, the Eagles, that's one thing about this Philadelphia Eagles defense. Like, and maybe the veteran quarterback coordinator Fangio. Like sometimes in the beginning of the game, the defense will give up some yards, and then you notice seems like they make the adjustments, and as the game goes on, this defense gets better and better.
Well, where he's at, he sees that whole field, like we said, Joey, in that box. You know, just the see and make adjustments, just like you said. I mean, nothing more better than proper rotation. Look at Milton Williams, dude. He had a great game last night. You know, getting to the quarterback, Sweat, you know, Jalen Carter being a menace, you know. But, yeah. And even Quinyon Mitchell and DeJean, man. Who would have thought Cooper Kupp and DeJean?
Wow. I mean yeah, I think Collinsworth showed that. They showed the replay of like Kupp, of DeJean covering him a few times, and like, I mean, he was on him like white on rice, man. He was, you know, he was right up, he was right on his ass. And you know, if you stop and think about it, this, you know, I mean, obviously Quinyon Mitchell, the first round pick, he's been unbelievable. But like this defense has totally taken off ever since they put Cooper DeJean in the slot. The minute they put Cooper DeJean to cover the slot.
Yeah. I know
the minute they've done that, this defense is just absolutely taken off. I mean, he's, you know, both the young guys are playing lights out football.
Just like exquisite whites.
Yeah, well, exciting whites too, right?
Yeah. No matter how you put it, man, it's just hands down, you know, lockdown guys. And also, how about Isaiah Rodgers? I want to see more of him than little play Slay. You know how I feel about that. But
yeah, the only thing is though, I thought Rodgers did okay, but I mean they attacked his ass as soon as he went in there, though. They went right after him.
I just was gonna say that, but you know.
But yeah, you mentioned Milton Williams. Milton Williams had a hell of a game, and obviously he deserves his props.
Yes.
But I'll tell you, I thought a lot of that was Jalen Carter. I mean, Jalen Carter was an absolute beast, and I think I saw somewhere where up until the fourth quarter, I think Jalen Carter had played like 114 straight snaps. Like the Eagles have traditionally been known for like their defensive line rotations.
Yeah.
Well, Jalen Carter, I mean, they have him out there like every freaking play.
Well, just look at his motor, and
Mm-hmm.
like Baldy will probably have a video. His hands are just so good; they're quick. He knows how to maneuver. His technique is awesome. And plus he's going against the one of the best O-line, our guys. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So getting a run for his money. And they're giving it to him as well as he's giving it to them. And nothing more better than seeing him collapse in that pocket, Joey. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
And then Saquon. I mean,
Yeah,
what guy, man. What's that GM thinking right now over at Giants? Absolutely nothing. Just dumbfounded. But Saquon's that humble dude, man. Records aside, he just wants to win, man. I think he wants to go to the Super Bowl. And chances are we're definitely going in my eyes. And I know you're thinking
I mean, I mean, right now, it looks like, I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but if things can keep going, I mean, it would be nice to get this number one seed. I mean, it'd be nice to get Detroit a friggin' loss. I mean, they don't seem to lose, but I'll tell you though, the Lions do have some tough games coming up. I mean, I know Thanksgiving they host the Bears. I mean, that they should win that, but how those divisional games are. Bears can give them a game.
Exactly.
And then they got to host Green Bay still. They see the only thing that sucks about the Lions, I think most of their tough games are at home. I think they host Green Bay, they host Minnesota. Unfortunately, they host Buffalo. I wish they were going there. And then I think they do play at San Francisco. But I tell you though, at San Francisco, I mean, I know Purdy didn't play yesterday, but San Francisco, that doesn't look like it's going to be as tough as it once looked.
Yeah.
They look. God, I'm sorry.
I guess you could say I shouldn't get ahead of myself, like my cousin just said to me about the Super Bowl. I'm right there with you. It's going to take a little bit more to see what they got, but I'm all for it. I'm right with you.
Yeah, Dave Arnold says, I think Detroit is standing in your way. They have the 1-2 punch with Gibbs and Montgomery. They are tough. No argument, Dave. I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think Detroit is in the way, but I'm not ready to say that Detroit is automatically better than the Eagles, though. I think both these teams. I think you're looking at two pretty evenly matched football teams. In fact, I'd make the argument that Detroit lost Aiden Hutchinson. Now, if Aiden Hutchinson was healthy, that might be a different story. But if I look at the Eagles' defense and Detroit's defense, I think the Eagles' defense is a little better. And as good as Detroit is, Detroit's got a great offense. Their offensive coordinator is great. I know they have the 1-2 punch, but honestly, though, looking at it man for man, I mean, I could argue the Eagles have more weapons than Detroit. I mean, who's got more weapons than the Philadelphia Eagles with Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, you got Goddard, and more. And you know what's funny? You know how they say games are won in the trenches? Well, with these two football teams, it couldn't get any more accurate, because if you looked at the two of the top 5 offensive lines in football are Detroit and Philadelphia, and look what they're doing.
Absolutely. You gotta get more, get Gainwell more involved. Kind of rest up. Saquon. I want him healthy, and also I want to see Will Shipley more, man. If you got him on the active roster, get him in there.
Yeah, I hear you, Sean, but I mean, it's hard to argue. It's hard to argue with 302 yards from scrimmage, though. You know what I mean? But I do get what you're saying, though. I mean,
some rest, not just.
Yeah, I think I get your concern, because we're only we're just getting into December, and I know you're probably saying to yourself, hey, Saquon's at his peak right now. We want to have him going in January. We don't want him slowing down.
I think
You know what I mean?
see him slowing down, man. He's on another level.
Yeah, here's Michael Kaepernick Jr. with a comment. He says, I'm glad that Kellen Moore is running the ball, but I like to see some of the other running backs used a little more. He agrees right with you.
Yeah.
Well, Gainwell, let me look at this here. Well, yeah, all right, I see what you're saying. So, to your guy's point, Saquon touched the ball 30 times last night. Saquon had 26 carries, 255 yards, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 4 catches for 47 yards. So I guess to your guy's point, would you like to see maybe Saquon go down to say maybe 18 to 19 carries and maybe Gainwell, because Gainwell had 5 carries, 22 yards. So maybe would you like to see maybe Saquon go down to say 18 carries, get Gainwell 8 to 9 carries, maybe Shipley a few carries? Is that what you're saying? Maybe lighten the workload just a little bit?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see that, because let's keep it real, man. As great as Saquon is, and Saquon's unbelievable, it's that offensive line too. I was on X today, and Baldinger was breaking down Mekhi Becton, and he showed a run where basically
I know it's when you're talking about, and he dude, and even Landon Dickerson, the one run for the 70. Amazing when you have that, like you said, those guys blocking for him. They're with them, and they're looking yo, who do I hit? Boom, boom, and nothing better than that, dude. I said Gainwell's ass.
Who said that?
My cousin.
Oh, okay. Michael Kaepernick Jr. said, all I know is Nick Wright is an ass by saying the Eagles are not a playoff team.
I don't believe that joker.
Yeah.
Just
Michael Kaepernick Jr., that's what he wants. He said give Barkley 17, 19 carries would be good.
There you go.
Well, you know what though? We may see that as the season goes on, because let's look at this schedule coming up. Now we got a tough game at Baltimore, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm. Carolina.
Okay. Well, now against Baltimore, I feel like you're trying to win that football game. So if Saquon needs to carry the ball 26, 27 times, I think you give him the football. But the next week after Baltimore, you got Carolina coming here. Now, Carolina played Kansas City tough yesterday, but in theory, you should playing at the lane, you should kick Carolina's ass. So if you kick Carolina's ass, maybe that's the game where Saquon only maybe carries the ball maybe 15, 16 times, gets a little bit of a, get a nice early lead, bitch slap them fools, you know what I'm saying? Rest everybody in the fourth, take a chill pill. Then the following week you got Pittsburgh, right?
Yes.
That could be a tough one. But the one thing, Pittsburgh don't really score. So if you could get a decent lead on Pittsburgh, maybe Saquon gets it 18 to 20 that game, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you're at Washington. Now Washington, we don't know who knows what Washington's going to be at that point. Washington's won 3 consecutive losses, you know what I'm saying? It's still going to be a tough game, but we don't know how that's going to go. But then the last couple games, though, you got what? Dallas and the Giants. Well, no offense to Dave Yarnell, but Dallas. They'll be packing the golf clubs at that point. You know what I'm saying? So
they're looking to go to Cabo and play some golf. Yep.
So you should. Yeah, exactly. Michael Kaepernick Jr. says, I think Barkley balls out against the Ravens to show Henry who's the best running back. Yeah, that's going to be a marquee ass matchup. So the bottom line is that they're not going to limit his carries in that, John.
No. They're going to feed him angry runs,
And you know what? And Jalen's going to want to do his thing too against Lamar. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I mean, you think about it. That's this coming Sunday is going to be a marquee ass matchup. You know what I mean? It could be a Super Bowl preview. You know?
Yeah. True.
So,
Very
but
true. And you know who else stood out? I'm shocked. N'Kobe Dean with playing linebacker.
yeah. You know the one thing about N'Kobe Dean, Phil, he's not a big guy, but boy, he jacks some people up, don't he?
Did you see him blow up Kyron Williams?
He blew his
Yeah.
ass up, dude.
Like almost like one-on-one drills, man. Like, you know what I mean? Or back in the day, like when you had practice, you had the running back and you going against the O lineman in it like an end and dude or linebacker so big. Dude, he blasted him.
He did.
Yeah.
And got another comment here. Michael Kaepernick Jr. says the Lions' schedule coming up is harder than the Eagles as they play the Bills, Bears twice, Vikings, and Green Bay. Yeah. Oh, hang on a second. Dave Arnold says boys are getting that last wild card spot. Come on, Sal. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Not this year, Dave. You guys. I mean, you guys did everything you could to give that game to Washington, and the kicker couldn't take it.
Did you drink the water down there by chance, Dave?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, man, we'll get into the Sixers later, but Dave, if I were you, I would probably this would be a good year to punt. Like, I'm going to make the argument on the Sixers later that I want the Sixers to punt on the year because, if you're not going to win shit, then you might as well get a good young player. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You want to pick and choose your games. And
Dave Arnold says we are running the table.
Yeah, sure you are.
Yeah, I don't think so, man. The only table you're running. Are you any good at pool? If you're good at pool, maybe you'll run a pool table. But the Cowboys aren't running shit.
Not with Jerry's world.
Nah. Although they'll probably beat the Giants are a major dumpster fire. I mean, I think they were. I think they were looking for Schoen on the Brooklyn Bridge this morning after watching Saquon. Did you see Saquon? Saquon he outgained the Giants team. I think the Giants team had like 242 yards. Saquon had 302.
Isn't it amazing? Like it's
Can
like
you imagine?
Like a blessing in the sky, dude. Like just like his daughter said, we're going to Philly. Yes, we're going to Philly.
Michael Kaepernick Jr. says, I hope to see Jalex Hunt play with the Graham injury. Well, I think you'll see Dave Arnold. We will get healthy at the right time. I'm telling you, Saul.
Yeah.
Dave, are you like joking? Are you like fucking with me? Or are you serious? I mean, well, we'll see. You know what? Hey, I'll tell you what. If you're right, then I give you kudos. But I'm just not seeing it. But I mean, but hey, stranger things have happened. But I mean, you'd have to win. They would have to win every single game. Oh, he's serious. Okay.
I'm serious. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean, hey. I mean, I don't know. Cooper Rush, bro. I don't know. I mean, although in all fairness, Cooper Rush didn't look that terrible yesterday, but I don't know. I don't know. I do think you'll beat the Giants. So that'll be what, 5 wins for them? Yeah, I'm not seeing that. But anyway, yeah. So big win yesterday. The O-line dominated. Both lines of scrimmage dominated. That's the mark of a good team. Of course, the horrible thing that happened was Brandon Graham getting hurt. That was just heartbreaking. I mean, absolutely heartbreaking seeing him hurt. And then watching him. I watched the post game show where he's and what a great ass dude. I mean, he's sitting there and like. Yeah. You know that dude's crushed, and he's sitting there putting on a brave face, talking about how he's gonna talk up the team. The mission isn't done. And my heart was breaking for the guy because he wants to be out there, and it's even more than the leadership, man. I mean, dude, how many plays did he make last night? Like you said, I mean, he was right in there, dude.
His motor's always running, and I'm sad to see. I don't think you see the end of him, do you?
I don't know. I mean,
he's going to weigh his options, but just to go out like that, it's kind of heartbreaking. But yeah, like I said, he'll still be with the team. Yeah. I want to see where he goes.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, he was playing such good football. If he does want to come back, then I think they would bring him back. I mean, because in a part-time role, I mean, he was what would he play about 820 snaps a game? He was very productive.
Yeah. Danny Jones is the smartest person by asking for his release from the Giants and that shit show. Couldn't have said it better, Mike. I mean, really.
Yeah,
and he's rumored to go to Dolphins.
Ravens. I heard possibly Miami. I think Miami would make a lot of sense for him if you really think about it. I mean, with Tua's injury problems, I'll tell you what. If I was Daniel Jones, I would run to go sign with Miami. I really would. And then if not Miami, I think the Rams would make some sense for him too, because you got Stafford. Stafford's up there in age. Stafford's getting up there, and you saw what Sean McVay.
You said that. I seen it. Yeah, you're absolutely right. He can transform. Maybe crack that code. Yeah.
Well, Sean McVay helped Baker Mayfield. You know what I mean? And then he goes to Tampa.
Yeah.
Dave Yornell says Giants, Bengals, Panthers, Bucks, all losing records. We have a shot.
Okay.
I don't see that. I think I think the Bengals kick your ass, Dave. I think the Bengals kick your ass,
and the Bucks.
I think the Bucks beat you too.
So,
I could see and you know what? Even with the way the Panthers played yesterday, I mean, the Panthers looked a lot better. I mean, than they've looked. I mean, they could, but I'm not seeing. I see 2-2 out of that. No. I mean, because you got Cooper Rush as quarterback. You know what I mean? Like if you had Dak Prescott, not that Prescott was having a great year, but if you're telling me that Dak was playing, I would say, yeah, I could see you going 4-0 and running the table. But Cooper Rush, I'm not seeing that. And the Cowboys defense isn't like, if this was the Cowboys defense of 2022 when Cooper Rush was like 4-1, okay, I could see that. That defense was playing at elite level. This defense blows. I mean, shit. I mean, how the hell you watched that Cowboys game yesterday? How the hell do you give up an 80-yard pass to Terry McLaurin when everybody in the stadium knew they were going to have to throw that John deep? Like that's almost unheard of. That's like the dude from the Bears that was talking shit on the fans and gave up the freaking Hail Mary. You know what I mean? Like, how the hell do you do that, bro?
It's good to dream, Dave.
Yeah.
But on that note, let's talk about the Birds.
Yeah. All right. Well, so anyway, yeah. So big win. Once again, they won the time of possession.
Yeah. What was that? I was curious.
All right. Hang on a second. Got one more comment. Rush is 6-2 in his last 8 starts.
Ooh.
Yeah. I hear you. I'm just going with my eyes, man. I think the dude, I'm not going to say he blows, but he's not that good. If you tell me Cooper Rush is going to run the friggin' table, I'm fucking shocked. I think that dude, he doesn't blow, but he's not much ahead of blowing. You know what I'm saying? He ain't that good.
I smoke rocks, Joe Rogan.
All right, so let's move on to the Ravens game.
Yeah.
All right, so we dispersed to the Rams, big win. Next week, all right, let's get into some predictions for Birds Ravens. It's going to be a tough one. But hey, what's your gut feel? I mean, right now, I think the Ravens are favored. Early lines, Baltimore -2.5. What's your feel? What are you thinking?
We're winning. It's going to be a low-scoring game. You know, we're going to run the shit out of Saquon. You know, spice it up with a little bit of A.J. Brown, John Dotson. Hopefully, Slim Reaper's back from his hamstring injury. We don't know the severity of that. But I think our defense, and I think you said it yourself, is top-notch. Ravens are injured with Roquan Smith, you know. So I see us winning.
You got a score?
28-20.
Okay. Yeah. So this one's going to be a tough one. You know, the one thing I think the thing the Eagles got going for them is as good at, you know, because Baltimore's always been good on the line of the lines of scrimmage. You know what I mean? So like, thing that concerns me a little bit is that I think Baltimore is going to be a real challenge against the running game. So this may be the game where Jalen's going to have to win it with his arm. Now the good thing is Baltimore's pass defense is fucking atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
I mean they went from having a great pass defense last year. I mean everybody's throwing the football on them. Even hey Dave, even Cooper Rush could throw for 250 against the Ravens, bro. So so we in agreement there about Cooper Rush. But anyway, the Ravens pass defense is not good this year. I think I like the Eagles in a tough game, but I could see this might be one where you need Jake Elliott to win it at the buzzer. Like I'm gonna say and I think it'll be lower scoring too, because I think both teams are going to try. Both. It'll be kind of like a ball control type game. I'm going to say Eagles.
What weather's supposed to be like before you say your score?
I don't know, honestly. I don't have my phone on me, so I don't know. It's next Sunday. I don't even know what the weather's like tomorrow. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Probably cold and windy. You know. I mean, I don't know. It's December, but then again, who knows? I mean, sometimes December it's warm, but gotcha. I'm gonna say 23-21 Birds. Jake Elliott hits a late field goal to win it, and it's one of the most exciting wins of the year.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So
the AJ Brown one.
What'd you say?
The AJ Brown scoring like a game clincher one for us.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. I mean, hey, like I said, the passing game, this could be a week where you really need the passing game,
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, I guess that's it on the Eagles. Oh, you know what? Real quick, who do you like? Who do you have any feel on tonight's game? Baltimore at the Battle of the Hardballs.
I need Justin Tucker in fantasy, man. I need him to score like two 50-plus field goals, 50-plus field goals, 2 30-plus. I see the Ravens eking it out, because of Derrick Henry. I think Derrick Henry does something to that Chargers defense, even though they're playing very well themselves. But, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it probably would be better for the Eagles if the Ravens won tonight. If you think about it, I mean, not that has anything to do with next week's game per se, but I don't know if I'd want to. I don't know if I'd want to have to go to Baltimore playing them coming off of back-to-back losses. You know what I mean? Because they would be serious desperation mode. Because Ravens lose tonight, all of a sudden they got 5 losses already. I mean, they're the playoffs are starting to get in jeopardy.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. I hear you. So I take the Ravens.
You know what? I see a classic game. I see the Ravens eking this John out too. Maybe your boy Tucker, because he struggled this year. Maybe your boy Tucker hits like a nice 50-yard field goal at the end.
Give me a 55-yarder.
All right. Let's see. Got a comment. Dave Yornell says he needs a Zay Flowers day in fantasy. I could see that happening.
Yeah.
I think there'll be some points scored in this game.
You're beating me in fantasy, but I got a couple guys. I got to look.
Oh, I'm playing you?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right. So who do I got to root against?
Zay Flowers.
Ah, sorry, Dave. Screw Zay Flowers. No, I'm just playing. Dude, bro, you know what? I think I'm in too many leagues, man, because I'm at the point, dude. I'm like, I don't even know if I'm coming or going half the time. I'm in 4. This is my first time. I'm only in 2 leagues. This year I'm in 4. And it's like I don't even know what the hell's going on, dude. You know what I mean? Because that, and then of course, like occasionally I'll take a game on FanDuel. I mean, I'm not Mr. Gambler or nothing. You know what I mean? But like I'll take up like a game, like a parlay or something. Just but just so it's like you don't even know what the hell you're watching half the time.
Absolutely.
But all right, so that's what we got there. Hang on, I got one more comment here. Oh, Dave's just laughing. Yeah, all right. So anyways, yeah. So all right, Dave. Well, you know what? I don't even know what my record is in that league.
We'll talk about it later.
All right. Yeah, I was gonna say, nobody wants to hear about my fantasy league, that's for sure. So but anyway, all right, so enough football. And it, it's nice to talk about the Eagles because they're playing so well. I feel like I hate to have to do this, but I feel like I got to talk about the elephant in the room. And coincidentally, that's what the quote unquote snitch in the locker room said last week. We had big Sixers news last week. First off, they blow. Number one, the Sixers blow. We all know that. Yeah, it came out last week. They had a team meeting. Joel Embiid is supposedly late for everything. Maxey called his ass out. The team is just hideous. I mean, the only thing good they got going for him right now is Jared McCain. And that thank God for that kid, because that kid's a breath of fresh air. I mean, I watched a little bit of that game on Friday night and came away at least a little bit positive, just because I got to see Maxey and McCain, and I'm thinking, okay, they may be small and they could possibly get abused defensively, but they look really good offensively as a backcourt. So I have on the bottom there, Sean. I think, I know a lot of people out there. Some people love the process. Some people hated it or whatever. I think the Sixers are better off just friggin' tanking this year and trying to get a top draft pick. What's your thoughts? Because this team's going nowhere.
Couldn't agree more. I'm the porcelain doll wants retribution, wants this, wants that. Play the center position how it's supposed to be played, not dribbling up the court, shooting the 3, man the middle, man the paint. And take your health and all that other stuff seriously. Look at LeBron James. Just imagine if he would have took care of himself in the beginning of his career instead of eating shit-ass food, junk food, treating his body right. Nah, he's a generational talent, but he doesn't play the center position. He wants people's respect. Well, respect's given, not earned. And as far as I'm concerned, you haven't shown me shit. And I love the fact, like you said earlier, Maxey called him out and couldn't have been better. Well said.
Well, Sean, I mean, you're talking about style of play. I mean, shit, I'd settle just to watch him play. I mean, he don't even play. You know what I mean? And I'm to the point, now where like, I mean, you know what, dude? Like, if he's that messed up, if his knee's all screwed up and he's that messed up, screw it. Just sit his ass out, dude. Because I'm just tired of it. Like, I'm sick of the whole it sucks the life out of the whole organization. They wound up winning Friday night, and that was because of that was because of Maxey and McCain, and because the Nets blow. But like they wound up winning because of those two kids. But all day long it was like, oh, Embiid's game time decision. Oh, he might play. And then the other thing that pissed me off too is like I'm on X, and one of the writers, I think it was like Jake Fisher or whatever, was saying that like, oh, Embiid's working on like some sort of a taunt for like the fans or the snitch or something. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Like what a friggin' loser, dude. Like this dude never plays, right? Literally don't play. And then he gets called out by Maxey because he's lazy as shit. One of the reasons he gets hurt all the time is because he's always out of shape. Well, now he's got a chronic knee, and our ownership's so screwed up too. I mean, the ownership, these dumbasses just gave him a 3-year extension. They just gave a 3-year extension to a cat that can't even make it to a friggin' game. You know what I mean? Like this
bounced out at the second round.
This franchise. I mean, I'm sorry, man, but I feel like we're back in the Bynum days, dude. It's like pre-processed. Like,
yep.
You got a guy that's going to be making $61 million for the next 5 years, and I don't know how the hell they're going to get rid of him. I mean, so and the messed up thing is, dude, what they do to the fans is an absolute travesty and a disgrace. I mean, like, does anyone know what the hell's going on? Like the dude missed Friday because he's got swelling in his knee, right? Then he missed yesterday. He's got swelling in his knee. Well, they play again Wednesday. They're fucking 3-13, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so what's the status Wednesday? This Jo going to play? Are they going to try to win? Like, I'm out, dude. I want them to lose. I'm at the point. I hope they lose at like. I want to watch Maxey and McCain to see if they can play together. That's the only reason I'll watch a few games, and I hope they lose every game. I literally want to tank. I want to lose every single game, break out the Sherman tank, and hope you get a top 2 or 3 pick, because I'd like to add a young guy to this. I'd like to add a young guy to McCain and Maxey. The worst thing that could happen to this franchise, and I'll ask anybody out there that's watching, what do you think would be better, sneaking into a play-in game and getting our ass kicked by Boston, or just punt this year, suck balls, and try to get a top 4 pick? Because the thing is, if we pick after 6, it goes to Oklahoma City. So I hope they blow. You know?
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Get the flag chance started. Cooper Flag, baby.
Well, even if it's not him, there's a kid. There's a kid. I think Dylan Harper. There's a kid, Ace Bailey, that plays for Rutgers. That's like he's like 6'9", 6'10". He can shoot a little bit. I mean, this team just needs, and they need athletes too. I mean, when you like, if you actually sit there and try to watch the Sixers, every single team they play is so much faster to loose balls. Like the Sixers get crushed on the boards every game. Like last night. I mean, dude, the Clippers aren't even that good. The Clippers are like, I know the Clippers have a decent record this year. I think they're 10-7, but they're not even that good. The Sixers lost by they lost by like 31 at home. Like that's. I mean, this is the end. Like, you know how hard it is to lose by 31 in an NBA regular season game? Half the dudes out there don't even give a shit when they play. Like, the NBA regular season has become the most bullshit, horrible product, I think, in all professional sports. Like, you try to watch an NBA regular season game, half the dudes out there don't play any defense. They just jack up threes. There's no sense of urgency. It's pretty much like, all right, hey, you know what? We flew in this night. Let's just get through this. It's 182. And you lose by 31? That's almost impossible.
Yeah. It's pathetic.
So, I don't know. You see, you know what's funny, Sean, is the fact that, like, I'm still kind of getting fired up about it. I feel like you've already totally reached the point of apathy, and as a professional sports franchise, that's like the worst possible thing you could have is fans that just literally don't give a shit.
No, you're right.
That's awesome. Yeah,
keeping it real, baby.
No, I hear you. I mean, and you know what's sad is like
you know me, so.
Well, it's sad because like
it is
when this franchise is losing guys like me and you, who like literally spent our childhood playing basketball like every single day, and like watching those back in the day, like watching those like Knicks Bulls series and like Knicks Pacers, Rockets Suns. We watched all that shit in the 90s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now it's like not just the Sixers, but this league in general. Like other than a few teams, this league absolutely blows. Like I can't, I don't know. I feel bad. I feel like I'm going on the same. You know what? Let's get into the Flyers because I feel like I'm going on the same rant every week. But it just gets me so frustrated because I used to love basketball. And now I watch it and I'm just like, you watch it, dude. And then like, and then you get all excited in the off season to go get, it's like, you get sold on Paul George. You're like, oh man, we got Paul George. We finally, hey, you know what? We're going for it with Embiid. And then this dude, I mean, it was kind of unfortunate, but I mean, he's got injury history too. And then he can't even make it through like 2 games. Yeah. And you're like, and you sit here and then they sign all these old ass players like Eric Gordon. I mean, Christ, man, he couldn't even throw the ball. He's been a good shooter most of his career. He couldn't even throw the ball in the friggin' ocean the other night. And
Joel Embiid reminds me of 2008 Shaq. Think about it. On the side.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do they do? Because like maybe the answer is like can they do another? And the other problem is like, what do you do with the knee? Like, can you do another surgery? Like he's already had multiple surgeries to this knee. I mean, this might be something where he's, I almost feel a little bad. Like, I'm pissed at him. If he actually is like lazy and shit, then I'm mad at him for that. But I mean, if he's actually the injury part of it, I kind of feel bad for the dude because, he is, he is an all-time great. You know what I mean? Talent-wise.
Yeah. He is lazy because look at the way he talks. My name is Joel.
Dave Yornell says, do you guys feel for Nurse? I mean, a little bit. I mean,
yeah, but look
he gets paid a lot though. So I mean, I can't feel for him too much.
If you want to throw some of that Nick Nurse money at me, Nick, I'm good.
Yeah, but I mean, if the one thing I do feel for Nurse is that, like, it looks like he has no answers, and how can you though? You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Because like every single night, like a lot of these nights, like, imagine like all day long, he might be wondering like, oh, is Joel going to play? Oh, is he going to play? Do I put him in? And then like 7 o'clock. Oh no, he's not playing. Oh shit. Then you got to change your whole game plan. You know what I mean? Like I said, man, my biggest problem with the Sixers is the fact that like they're really like a scummy organization because like it's all about like selling tickets. You know what I mean? Like they literally they literally want to keep the hope that like Embiid might play out there so people still go.
You got to be a dumb MF to really think that. Because like you said, we don't know the severity. Is it an inflamed knee? Is it a torn knee? Is it a cracked kneecap? I'm just giving you all these scenarios. We don't know. Because like you said, it's a wait and see process. Like he has to wait till game time. If they know the severity of it, just nip it in the bud and get it handled. Stop leading the fans on.
Yeah, but my question is like, you'd have to ask a doctor. Like the problem would be like, is there anything else they could do? Like if you told me like if I'm sitting here, if I'm running the Sixers,
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm running the Sixers and I could have this dude like literally like limp through the season and possibly get a play in, or if a doctor told me, hey, you know what, we could go in and do one more surgery, but it's going to be very invasive and he's going to miss this year, but it'll give him a chance to be healthy next year. I would be like, then why not just sit him out? Because sit him out and then you can tank, hopefully get a top 5 pick, and then next year, and because the bottom line is, even if they want to trade him, they can't trade him until next offseason because the dumbass assigned him to an extension. For the life of me, I don't know why they why in the world would you sign a dude with a bad knee to a 3-year contract extension when he was already signed for 2 years? I don't understand that.
It's mind blowing. It's baffling. Yeah, you're right. It's Maury. Hey, John. Hey, Jake. Yeah.
Nah, you know what? I don't know if I totally put that on Maury. I think that goes above Maury. I think that's owners, bro. Because think about it, they're trying to get that arena. They're trying to get that arena in Chinatown, right? Well, Embiid was already signed for 2 more years. So what year? Let's see.
4, yeah.
So I think he's signed through like 2029. Well, he wants to have a competitive ass team while he's trying to get this arena built.
Yeah. Good luck.
You know what I mean? So I don't know if I can fault Maury for that. I mean, Maury's got his downfalls, but and I'll tell you the one thing I'll give Maury credit on though, ever since he's come here, he's drafted pretty well.
Yes, he has.
I'm like I said, I'm shitting all over the Sixers, but like this McCain kid, finding him at the 16th pick. I mean, he's favored to be the rookie of the year right now. You got him with the 16th pick overall. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And then even a few years ago, I mean, Doc Rivers screwed it up, and he's not the greatest player, but like you get a guy like Isaiah Joe in the second round. Isaiah Joe is a valuable part of Oklahoma City's rotation. He was a second round pick. That was kind of an Elton Brand. I think that was Maury's first year here. So maybe Brand, whoever's picking for the Sixers in these late picks is actually picking pretty well. Even Paul Reed, like Paul Reed's not the greatest and they don't have him anymore, but for where they picked him, he was a decent pick. I think he was a second round pick too.
He's Detroit, ain't he?
What's that?
In Detroit now, right?
Paul Reed? I think he's with Detroit, yeah. Yeah, we play. I think they play Detroit. I think they play Detroit this coming week. So for what I want to do, that's a must lose game for me.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't it screwed up? We're 10 years into the process, and I'm counting ping pong balls again, and we didn't win shit.
So true.
There'll be a 30 for 30 made someday about the failure of the process. Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just frustrating.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that did the process. Well, there's a lot of things that did the process in. I mean, one of them, of course, is bad drafts, right? You got Ben Simmons and all this stuff. But really, if you think about it, the number one problem of the process is injuries, pretty much. And, when I think injuries, I think of this guy right here, my man Jason Fine, a.k.a. Attorney Big Al. Motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, workers' compensation, or personal injury claims. So if you get hurt on the job and you need to get yourself paid, make sure you call my man Attorney Big Al up. He's got 3 office locations throughout Pennsylvania, New Jersey, 1 in Philadelphia, PA, 1 in Cherry Hill, and 1 in Pittsburgh. So you get yourself hurt, man, make sure you call him.
Yep.
Joel Embiid ain't got to do that shit, man. He's Joel Embiid basically is going to get $61 million for the next 5 years. He could sit on the sidelines and suck a lollipop, bro.
Yep.
Can you imagine? What a life.
What a life.
But now, I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, I just don't know what this franchise can do going forward because things just look so bleak. And then you look at This is a funny one. Ha! Dave Arnold should have kept Harris. I don't know about that one. I know he's kidding, but yeah, it's another one. Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler. I mean, so many mistakes, man. But anyway, why kill the Sixers anymore? Before we wrap up, before we wrap on out of here, I saw an interesting. Was it you that sent it to me, Sean, about the Phillies? Because we're in hot stove time with the Phils.
Yep, it was me.
What was it that supposedly supposedly one of the guys is saying that they were talking to the White Sox. It was like Bohm and Crawford or something, and a few other guys for what is it? Crochet? How do you say his name? Crochet?
Crochet.
Yeah. Well, apparently the White Sox are rejecting some of our offers. So.
And Nick Castellanos is on the trade block. Boom.
Oh, look at this. Thanks, Mike. And that's something. As soon as we brought it up, he's got like friggin' what do they call that, John? Telepathy?
ESP. Great mind.
There you go.
Mike.
Yeah, according to Bob Nightingale of USA Today, the Phillies have been working with the Chicago White Sox on a potential trade. I've offered all-star third baseman Alec Bohm and number 3 ranked prospect Justin Crawford in exchange. They probably want Painter.
Hey.
If I'm the Phillies, I don't want to give Painter up. I'm intrigued by what he could do.
Okay.
But you know what though? But the only thing is though, Crochet is young too.
Mm-hmm.
And he's left-handed. I mean,
I'll move on from Nick Castellanos. You know, he swings at dog shit in the ground, golf swings. You know, I mean, did he have a nice playoff Reggie Jackson-esque? Yeah, but we need hitters, man, and outfielders. You know.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you one thing that was a little discouraging. I went on X, and I think it was one of the writers said that the Phillies. It's been rumored that they're after Soto, but like supposedly they haven't talked to him. But who knows? You don't know nobody knows what to believe. You know what I mean?
I know I knew he had a really good meeting with the Red Sox, Soto, but.
Well, I would rather him go to the Red Sox than the Mets. I just don't want him going to them. I don't want him going to the Mets or the Dodgers. So I mean, if he could either stay at the Yankees, or if he goes to Boston, or like if he went to like a Toronto or somebody. I mean, I don't really give a shit where he goes as long as it doesn't affect the Phillies. You know what I mean?
I see him going. I heard he had a great meeting, like I said last week, with the Red Sox. I see him going to the Red Sox. Really great organization. Historical field, you know, some good players out there too, you know, build around him and that other kid, Joey Duran, he's solid, you know.
Yeah, they got who's the third baseman? I'm drawing the left-handed kid. I'm drawing a blank.
Rafael Devers.
There you go, Devers. Yeah. Well, you know, it's ironic because you brought up the Red Sox because I started watching the series. Amazon Prime has this series, dude, just came out. It's called Game 7. It's tremendous, dude.
I haven't watched it though. Okay.
Dude, it's tremendous. So I'm on episode 3. Episode 1 was 2003 Red Sox Yankees, and it was like really good behind the scenes. You know what episode 2 was, Sean? Game 7 Flyers Edmonton. It was great. It was really great. Now, it was more from Edmonton's point of view because there was a camera crew back in the 80s that was behind the scenes with the Oilers, and they were there in 86. So it was just really interesting and really cool. And so anybody out there, you know, if you want to watch a good series, that's that Game 7 on Prime, because I'm enjoying it, man. I watch it when I'm on the treadmill in the morning. So I'm like halfway through. I'm like halfway through the third one, which is Dallas Mavericks Spurs, which I remember that game. Said that wasn't that great of a game, but there's a lot of good backstory about how the Mavericks were built and how Cuban bought them and stuff. So it's pretty interesting. Here's Michael Kaepernick Jr. says, Wheeler, no, he says we don't need any more starting pitching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wheeler, Nola, Suarez, Sanchez, number 5, Painter. I mean, if the Phillies do make a trade for pitching, who is the odd man out of the rotation? As much as I love Ranger Suarez, I read that they're shopping Ranger, and I love Ranger, but like, let's be honest though, Ranger's kind of shown that he can't, he Ranger doesn't look like he hasn't shown he's able to give you a ton of innings over the course of a year. So and he's due for a payday. So maybe they think about moving. If they move Ranger and get something, and they go out and get Crochet, well, then all of a sudden, can you imagine though if you went Wheeler, Crochet as your top 2, and then you go Nola 3, Suarez 4, and then you got the young Painter at 5. If Painter's good, that's a hell of a rotation.
Damn right, baby. Build that bullpen up.
Yeah, hang on. Dave's got a comment here. Great show. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, Dave.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks.
So, but yeah, we'll get more into the Phillies next week. I'm sure there'll be more rumors coming up.
Oh, absolutely.
I wanted to get into little Flyers actually, real quick before we get out of here. The Flyers have been starting to play a little better. They had a huge win Saturday. It was the first meeting between Connor Bedard and Michkov, and it was like a snooze fest through the first 2 periods. I was pleasantly surprised because it was snooze fest through the first 2 periods, and then all of a sudden they had a great comeback, scored 2 goals in the third period to tie it up, and then the Michkov scored in overtime, so that was good. The Flyers right now sit second to last place, but if you look though, the Eastern Conference, there really aren't many points separating between first and like where the Flyers are. Like the Devils have 30 points, Flyers have 20, and the Devils have played 2 more games. So if you think about it, everything's pretty much bunched up,
Yeah.
So, but the Flyers got Vegas Golden Knights here tonight. They're at Florida on Wednesday. They got the Rangers on Friday here, and then at the Blues on Saturday. What do you think? If you had to make a prediction in those 4 games, where are the Flyers going? How many points are they getting out of a possible 8?
That's a good question.
Vegas is pretty. I was going to say Vegas is pretty good. Vegas is like 12-6 and something. I forget what it is, but
definitely the game's going on now.
Uh-huh.
The number sounds pretty good. 26 points?
No, there's only a possible 8 you can get. What are you talking about? 26 points.
Let's say like 5.
Okay, so that's not bad. All right, so you have them getting, that would be basically 2 wins and like an overtime loss, pretty much.
Yeah, 5.
You know what? I'd sign up for that. I think they can beat the Blues. I'll take that. That would be pretty competitive. All right, yeah, let's hope. Let's hope. I mean, you figure you got 2 home games. Maybe you could find a way. Maybe you could find a way to beat the Rangers, even though they're good at home, because that's like the Friday. What do you call that, John? The Black Friday home game they always play.
Yep.
So maybe you could find a way to win that one, and then you just got to find a way to get 3 more points. Yeah, I'm going to go. They could get 5 points. All right, I'll take that.
All right, let's rock.
Yeah, let's go, man. We'll get flyered up, baby. I do. You know what's funny? I actually do, because I do like hockey. I actually do want to get more into. I gotta stop ranting on the Sixers. The Sixers took up too much. They took up too much airtime tonight. They don't deserve it. But as the weeks go on, we'll get less Sixers because they don't deserve it with what they're doing right now.
Absolutely.
So, But anyway, we're going to get ready to get out of here. Go Birds. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Safe travels if you got to travel anywhere. I know we all got a lot to be thankful for. I know I got a lot to be thankful for this year, especially. So, have safe travels and have a great week. And we'll see you next week, hopefully with another Philadelphia Eagles win.
Absolutely. Go Birds, baby.
See ya.